Okay. So, guys, we are discussing about a glide daytime API, right? We are discussing about a glide daytime API. So glide daytime API is a server-side API which is used to do date calculations. Which is used to do date calculation. Today we understand if a particular date is future date or past date, we can identify using glide daytime. If a date is actually, if a selected date is actually future date or past date, we can identify using glide daytime. So similarly, if a selected date is weekday or weekend, we can identify using glide daytime. So we will now understand how can we identify if a selected day is weekday or weekend. We will now understand where UDT is equal to new glide daytime. Okay, I am giving 2024 July 1st 00. This date is actually this date is falling on weekend or weekday. We have to identify July 1st. July 1st is actually a Monday, weekday. So then what I have to do, where day is equal to GDT dot get a day of the week. Get day of the week local time. If day equal to 6 or day equal to 7, so we can consider that as weekend. Okay. Else gs dot print day. So using this line, we can identify if the selected date is actually a weekday or weekend. So obviously, it's saying weekend. Mm, it's not weekend, right? It should be a weekday, July 1st. July 1st is falling on Monday. Let me just search for the second date. Second date is actually showing as weekday. Maybe because of this, because this is actually due to time zone issue, guys. Maybe a time zone issue, it is showing as weekend, but it is actually a weekday. July 1st is actually a weekday. Okay, likewise, we can identify the selected date is weekday or weekend. Now, guys, let me go to the incident form. Let me go to the incident form here. So in the incident form, I am creating a new field. manufacture date. Okay. So when you select a weekend, let us say Saturday or Sunday, it should not allow you. When you select a weekday, it should allow you to select the weekday. So for that, what we can do, we can write a on change client script on this particular manufacture date field. We can write a on change client script on this manufacture date field. In the on change client script, you have to write a glide ajax to call the script include. Inside that script include, you have to write this logic. Inside that script include, you have to write this logic. Yesterday we have discussed about this requirement, guys. Do you remember? Yesterday we did discuss about this requirement, isn't it, guys? Okay. In today's session, we'll discuss one more thing. Okay, guys. So if the selected date is within 3 days from the current date or not, I have to check. If the selected date is within let us say 10 days, if the selected date is within 10 days from the current date or not, we have to identify. Let us say what is the current date here. June 20th is the current date. Okay, June 20th is the current date. Okay, so that is fine. um June 20th is the current date. uh, so then if the selected date is between June 30th and June 20th or not, we have to identify. That means 10 days from the 10 days from the current date. If the selected date is actually if the selected date is actually within 10 days from the current date or not, we have to check. So then what we will do, we will actually take the selected date. So consider this is actually selected date. Okay. I'm taking today's date. New glide date time. Okay. You have taken today's time and selected date. So you have to take the date difference between today and selected date. So where difference is equal to GS dot glide system dot date difference between today comma selected date comma true. If you provide true, you will get the output in the seconds. Okay. If difference greater than or equal to 6. Okay. Greater than or equal to 0. Okay. 10 days in seconds. Okay. Okay. So here it should be difference. So here July, okay, July 2nd is actually outside of 10 days from the current date. July 2nd is actually outside of the 10 days from the current date. If I give 25th or 29th, June 29th, June 29th. So it is actually June 29th also it is giving outside 10 days. Mm. Okay, here it should be comma. So what it is saying, it is actually saying within 10 days. If I give July 2nd, it is actually outside 10 days. It is also giving within 10 days. How come? Mm. Date difference. gs.print gs.print. Greater than zero. Difference should be greater than zero. Okay, it should be end, guys. It should be end. Greater than or equal to zero and less than or equal to. Okay. Let me comment out this particular one. Here you can see it is saying outside 10 days. If I give June 6th, June 22nd, it should be within 10 days. Within 10 days. If I give 29, it should give within 10 days. June 30th, it should give within 10 days. And give if I give July 1st, July 1st, it is saying outside 10 days. So here, let us say you selected a date here. So you have a date here. So it should allow me, today is 20th, right? It should allow me to select only till 30th date. So within between this 20th, 30th date, you can select any date. Within this 20th date and 30th date, you can select any date. Outside these days, it should not allow you select. Okay. It should not allow you to select outside the 30th date. Between 20th date and 30th date, it should allow you to select any date. Between these days, you can select any date. Outside of these days, It should not allow you to, it should not allow you to select any of these dates. So let me just write that logic here. I'm creating an unchanged line script here. Okay. We come to this glide Ajax later. In the meantime, we'll focus on the script include. In the script include, you have to write this logic. Okay. Must be client callable. Okay. So now what we are doing is we are just calling the script include. response is equal to false. So then g underscore form dot clear value. So I'm selecting outside the range here. So what is it telling? Please select within the range. If I select between 27, so it is allowing me to select outside 10 days from the current date. Let us say I'm selecting third. Okay, what is it telling? Please select within the range. Within the range means we can change the verbiage here. We can change the verbiage within 3 days from the current date, something like that. We can change the verbiage. So you're able to understand, right, how to do the date validations. Okay. So similarly, guys, in the form, I'm creating another field. Let me just deactivate this client script. Let me deactivate this client script. Instead of alert message, how can we disable the calendar after X days so that the user have option to select date after X days? So disabling and all. Okay, that is it will be a difficult task. Okay, you mean uh, after 30th you want me to disable these dates? So that is one not so easy task. It is very difficult task. Okay, disabling them and all. It is a challenging task. This one. Okay. Let me see. I didn't ever try that way. We'll see. It says in addition to disabling weekend days, you can disable specific dates. This includes disabling individual dates, date ranges, and all dates before or after certain dates. So looks like that option is there, but still we have to do some analysis on this part. The way. Everybody is suggesting the same thing. Have to do some analysis, guys, but this is a challenging task. Whatever you ask, right? Okay. So I am just creating a new field on the form, guys, just below the manufactured date field. What is this? We already requested one, right? Why is it again asking to request me a new one? Okay, in the incident form, I am creating two fields. So one is actually manufactured date, another one is actually I'm creating two fields on the incident form. Right click, configure. Manufacture date and expiry date. Okay. Now you tell me, guys. Let us take milk packet. Milk packet is actually manufactured today. Expiry date will be 3 days after the manufactured date. So that means whenever you select the manufactured date here, the expiry date should be populated after the 3 days. So it has to add 3 days to the selected date and it has to populate the date here. You're getting my point? So whenever you select the manufactured date, so to the date it has to add three days and the date should be populated here, expiry date. You're getting my point? Everyone? So whenever you select a manufactured date here, to the date it has to add 3 days and the date should be populated here. So for that I am going to use background script. Okay. So let us say here, this is actually selected date. Selected date can be 2024 dash 07 dash 01 00 00 Okay, where mm, so let us say to this particular date I have to add 3 days. This particular date I have to add 3 days. Okay. Then I have to take the duration. 3 days duration, guys. Okay. Where duration is equal to. So you can take the duration using glide duration API. You can take the duration using glide duration API. Okay. So within this one, how many days? 3 days. Per day, how many hours? 24 hours. How many hours? How many minutes? 60 minutes. How many seconds? 60 seconds. You have to convert that into milliseconds. This is actually 3 days duration. So this is actually 3 days duration, guys. This 3 days duration, I have to add it to the selected date. This 3 days duration, I have to add it to the selected date. So to add this duration to the selected date, add this duration to the selected date. So glide duration is also a server-side API which is used to do the which is used to calculate the durations. Let us say if you want to add 10 hours to this particular selected date, 10 hours. 10 hours in the sense you will remove this here, you will mention 10 here. If you have to add 10 hours to the selected date, you will calculate the duration using duration API. So using glide duration API, you can actually calculate the duration. Okay. 3 days, right? So here you have to add this particular duration to this particular selected date. So you can add it using glide schedule. There is another API called glide schedule. Using the glide schedule, you can add this particular duration to this particular date. Where where schedule is equal to new glide schedule per final day or expiry day. Expiry day is equal to sch dot add. You have to pass date gdt dot gdt comma duration. So what you are doing here, you are adding you are adding 3 days to this particular data. Okay. Dot get display value gs dot end. Okay. It is what is the date? July 1st you selected. So it has added 3 days to the July 1st. It has added exactly 3 days duration. Okay. If I have to add 4 days, it will increase to 4 days duration. If I have to add 5 days, it will increase to 5 days duration. Okay. So first of all, you will take the selected date. Okay. And you will take the duration. You will using glide schedule, you will add this particular duration to this particular date. So let me just go here and take the script out. Okay. Mm. You can say I have selected 28 and I have added 5 days here. So in the script include, I have added 5 days. So whenever I select third, so it is populating 8th here. So and when I select the manufacture date, the expiry date is getting automatically populated. Okay, the expiry date is getting automatically populated. So here, if it is any product, the expiry date will never be calculated weekday or working day or not non-working day. If it is a delivery date, okay. So I am creating delivery date here. I am creating a field called delivery date. Mm, delivery date. Delivery date means, guys, whenever I select a date here, it has to add 5 working days. See, normal days, regular days are different. Working days are different. Working days means Saturday, Sunday are not working days. Festivals are not working days. So that means whenever I select a date here, so I selected a 3rd May. 3rd May. 3rd May means 3rd June. 3rd July. 3rd July. So that means here I have to add 5 working days means Thursday is actually a working day. 1, 2, Saturday, Sunday are not working day. 3, 4, 5. I have to get the date as 10th here. If I have to add 10 working days, I have to get 10th July here. Okay, because Saturday, Sundays are not working days. So in the meantime, July 4th is a holiday. So that means the 4th should not be calculated. So that means you selected 3rd. 4th should not be calculated as it is a festival, not a working day. 1. 1 mean 5th is actually one day. And Saturday and Sunday are not working days. These two should be excluded. And again we have uh, 2, 3, 4, 5. So total 11th date we have to get here in the expiry date. So if I am calculating regular days as well. So I should calculate only working days. I should calculate only working days. When I select a date, it has to add 5 working days here. It has to add 5 working days. That date should be populated in the expiry date. You got my point, guys? Okay. So how can I add only working days? So guys, that is where this schedule concept will come into picture. I've used a glide schedule, right? I have to use a schedule here. I am not taking any schedule now. That is why it is taking this calculating every day. So in service now, there is a concept called schedules. In the service now, there is a concept called schedules. Okay. So you can create a new schedule for this one. So you can create a new schedule. This schedule work 24 by 7. This schedule work 24 by 7. This schedule work 8 to 5 weekdays. So morning 8 to evening 5, only weekdays. Saturday, Sundays will not be calculated. Let me open the schedule. So this schedule will not calculate 24 hours, guys. This schedule will not calculate 24 hours. It will calculate only morning 8 a.m. to evening 5 p.m. Only Monday to Friday. Only Monday to Friday. So here there is a schedule, 8 to 5 weekday schedule. I am just copying the system ID of the schedule. I am going here, and in the schedule I am actually using that 8 to 5 weekday schedule here. Okay, now you can see to the July 1st, if it has to add 5 days, what is it telling? July 22nd it is giving. Every day it is actually adding, every day it is adding 8 to 5 means. So 3 days means how many hours, guys? Tell me. Sorry, 6 days means how many hours? Let me add 3 days here. 3 days means it is giving July 10th. So that means here every day it is calculating only 9 hours. Every day it is calculating only 9 hours. It is excluding Saturdays, Sundays. It is excluding Saturdays, Sundays, and it is giving the final day. So then what I do, I'll use the schedule. I'll go here and update it in the script include. Okay. So it is adding only weekdays. Every day it is adding only 9 hours, guys. Every day it is calculating 9 hours. So this schedule that I have added, right? It will not calculate every day 24 hours. Every day it will calculate only 9 hours. So that is why whenever I selected a date here, it is adding every day 9 hours. It is excluding Saturdays, Sundays. And finally, when how many days we are adding here? 5 days. 5 into 24. 5 into 24 means 95. 96, right? 5 into 24. Is that right, guys? 48 or 96. So 96 hours. So every day it has to add, every day it has to add 9 hours, and Saturday, Sunday should be excluded, means you will get 18th of the July. 18th of the July. So likewise, using schedules, we can actually exclude Saturdays, Sundays, we can exclude out of business hours, we can exclude holidays using schedules. So let us say let me add UCS schedule. UCS schedule. Okay. Scroll down, go to schedule entry. So morning 8 a.m. to morning, let me just make morning 8 a.m. to evening. Okay. Every day. And it should exclude Saturday. It should exclude Sunday. So Sunday will not be calculated. Okay. So every day it will calculate from morning 8 a.m. to evening 8. Okay. Morning 8 a.m. to evening 8. It will continue till it will continue till Saturday. Sunday will be excluded because I mentioned here Sunday should be excluded. So if I use this schedule, just copy the schedule and add the schedule in the okay. You can see it is populating 11th. It is populating 11th. It is also excluding. I have added UCS schedule here. I have added UCS schedule here. So what I meant to say here is schedules will exclude Saturdays, Sundays, out of working hours. Out of working hours means morning 8 a.m. to evening 8 a.m. Evening 8 p.m. is actually the working hours. So evening after 8 p.m. it is actually a non-working hours. So in that case, In that case, what we will do is we will not consider those timings. Okay. You're clear? Okay. So likewise, we will be doing date calculations, guys. Let us say today is last day of the month or not, I want to identify. Today is last Saturday of the month or not, I want to identify. Today is first Monday of the month or not, I want to identify. Okay. Today is last Monday of the month or not, I want to identify. So likewise, we can do more date calculations using GlideDateTime. Okay, you can do more date calculations using GlideDateTime, guys. Okay. So we'll be discussing some more examples in tomorrow's session. Okay. Thank you, guys, and see you there in tomorrow's session. Thank you.